What is up, you guys, and welcome back to Cryptographics. And today I am so excited. I know there's a lot going on in the ecosystem with PulseChain right now. The bridge is a little backed up. Things are hectic. It's hard to get Pulse. We're waiting for an exchange listing, but there is so much to be excited about. And I'm going to break it down in this video. So make sure you stay to the end. I'm going to go over a whole hell of a lot, and let's get right into it. So first things first, I'm going to drop this link in the chat. If you want to see these stats for what I'm about to go over, go to plsburn.com. Again, the link will be in the description. Let's come down here and take a quick look at what's been going on with Pulse and PulseX, because this video is all about Pulse and PulseX and why I am so damn excited and so bullish about what these tokens are about to do together. Okay, so check this out. Now, PLS has had a crazy amount of PLS burn compared to what we anticipated, which is 731 million. Now, when I was doing the math way back in the day, I was not expecting to see this number. Now, of course, a whole hell of a lot of the fees that are going through the blockchain right now are all getting burnt by the main set of validators, which is about 4,000, which are burning basically everything that they are given in rewards. So this is way higher and unreal for long-term PLS outlook. Now, of course, this is just a supply decreasing. So this is great and all. This is awesome to see. But this is where things get really cool when we start to look at PLSX. Now, this number here, 12 billion, that number is about 1 billion shy of what we saw on app or version 4 testnet over the entirety of version 4's life. Now, that was nearly a month. And we don't even have anyone that can participate on this network that doesn't have PLS, that basically wasn't either a sacrificer in PulseChain or PulseX. And we've had 12 billion PulseX burnt in 4 days. That is a crazy rate of burning. And the thing about the burn is, in order for this amount of PulseX to be burnt, it first is purchased out of a liquidity pool, which pushes the price up. This is the difference between PulseX and Pulse. For basically $12 billion at sacrifice prices is about $1.2 million roughly that has been effectively bought and burnt. Now, we're 50% down, so you could consider that about $600,000 or a little bit less, $600,000 of PulseX that's been bought and burnt. But that's before we even have the market participants start to even be able to come into the network. Like, if you look at this, guys, of all the people that want to get in here right now and get their hands on either Pulse or PulseX or anything, look, so far, there's been 348 million hex that has been attempted to be bridged over. Only 44 million has been able to be claimed because the bridge is pretty damn congested right now. So there's 7 million that have been bridged over of DAI. Only 1.18 million has been claimed. 5.5 million of USDC and only less than a million claimed, and so on and so on. There is so much left to come onto the market in terms of economic energy, users, adoption. We're just getting started and we're seeing these numbers. Now, here is why I am actually really, really excited though, because, you know, it's one thing to see these numbers and think, okay, cool. So PLSX is going to have a nice hedge against sell pressure, and it might affect it at some point if these numbers really start climbing. But no. We're going to take this one step deeper here, or one layer deeper, and we're going to go to the PulseX Exchange. Now, I want to show you the prices for Pulse and PulseX currently, as well as the PulseChain Hex, are all listed on this website. So we can see the wrapped Pulse is currently about 70% above the sacrifice rate. PulseX is about 54% below sacrifice rate, so 4 zeros, 0.4 zeros, and 4.6. And then Hex is just under 2 cents on PulseChain. But here's what I want to show you, because liquidity is extremely important. Now, I've talked about in other videos how if you're bringing things onto the chain and you're trying to swap for Wrap Pulse or PulseX or PulseChain Hex or incentive token or whatever, you want to make sure that whatever you're swapping with has the most liquidity. Now, we've talked about that in a few different videos. I'm not going to go too deep into that in this video. I really want to just post a video to show you guys how damn excited I am about this. And I'm going to show you the biggest thing that I noticed today. And again, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the math and the really nitty-gritty stuff here. I'm just going to give you an overview of what I'm seeing. But that being said, PulseX and Pulse in the liquidity pool on PulseX has $97 million in liquidity already. And there are only participants in this pool that either sacrificed for PulseChain or PulseX or both, or were able to make a couple trades when things first opened up. There's barely anybody on this chain using PulseX. And here's why this is really important though, because when two tokens that are not originally dollar tokens, like they're not a stable coin and they're based in ratio, right? They're not pegged to a ratio or pegged to a dollar. They can fluctuate. And the liquidity is thick, like very thick. Like this is getting pretty damn thick. When one of them moves, the other one follows it. Okay. We can see this when Bitcoin pumps and Ethereum follows. Okay. It's the same thing, right? This is the effect we're talking about here. But this is why it's crazy, because there is so much demand right now for Pulse. Everybody needs Pulse that wants to participate on the network, right? So if the Pulse price starts getting driven up with this amount of liquidity, PulseX is going to start getting driven up as well. Now, let's look at the other side and let's talk about PulseX, because when the buy and burn starts to kick in, it's also going to drive the price of Pulse up because they're bonded together, okay? And now, why is this happening, okay? That's the big question. So if we go to the farms, we can see something here. We can see that there is an incentivized farm for PLSX and PLS liquidity providing to then take the tokens you get for providing liquidity and place them in here to earn incentive token. So that means that this specific pool is highly incentivized, okay? This pool that we have down here, PLSX and Wrap PLS, is highly incentivized. Now, this is very bullish for the ecosystem, because if Pulse is going up in price and everything's paired to Pulse, well, that's going to pull up the ecosystem with it, right? And imagine now for a second that the incentive farms, the incentive pools, are all pools that have a great impact on the rest of the ecosystem because they're likely to have a lot of liquidity and they're at the core of this ecosystem. If you have a whole lot of these farms that are incentivized and you have a whole lot of these tokens that are are thick in their liquidity and bonded with Pulse, everything is going to rise together. Everything. And when the PulseX buy and burn pushes up the price of both PulseX and Pulse, it'll bring up the price of Hex and everything attached to Hex a little bit. And the more thick the liquidity is between these pairs, the more this effect will take place. Okay? So to me, this is crazy. And I don't think this has ever been done for an ecosystem where liquidity has been specifically incentivized to pump the rest of the ecosystem as well, and to incentivize people to participate in this focusing on specific pairs to pump the ecosystem. Okay. This is wild to me. This is so cool. I'd never expected to see this. We kind of saw this on the testnet, but that was testnet. So we weren't sure completely if that was what it was going to be, because there's billions of dollars in liquidity pools on the testnet, but it's testnet money. So it was whatever, right? But this is different. So I wanted to show you guys this because this is making me so damn bullish. We have so many people chomping at the bit to get into this ecosystem. We have so many people trying to get across the bridge. You wait, there's going to be centralized exchanges coming. We're going to have so many people pouring in, and this is only the beginning. This is the dawn of something great, I believe. So while there's a little bit of stuff going on in terms of chaos, like the bridge is slow and no one can get PLS temporarily, just wait. Be patient, allow liquidity to come in, allow everything to work itself out, and just watch this unfold. I think it's going to be something absolutely spectacular. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, drop a comment with what you think, and make sure you're subscribed for more content just like this and a future video that's going to dive in deeper into the bonding of liquidity and how that is possibly going to work and what that could mean for you and I. So make sure you tune in to that video and smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And then also, if you want to get coached on how to work with this ecosystem, how to participate, just how to be confident in not making the wrong moves, go in the description and I have coaching calls for either 30 minutes or 1 hour calls. The links are in the description below. I also have a book that you can go get on Amazon, which is going to be in the description as well, and a free version of it at cryptographics.com. There's also a donation link in the description if you feel called to donate as well. But that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next stream or video very soon. Peace.